Hello everyone, my name is Pawan Luthra from Indian Link, and with me is Mr. Nandakumaran, Consul at the Indian Consulate. Over the last few days, there have been news about the coronavirus and its impact on travel. To Indians in Australia, it's particularly more interesting as to what are their options, what can they do if they wish to travel to India, and what are the government policies. To answer these and a few more questions, I have Mr. Nandakumaran. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
There are no visas being issued for people wanting to travel to India. Till how long is this restriction in place?
This is not true, sir. Visas are being issued to people who want to travel to India. The aim is to restrict travel. Travel if you must. You would understand the situation at the moment. India is at the threshold of. We are not very sure whether we are at the threshold of controlling it or it's going to go. So it's best that if your travel is not required, don't travel. But in case of emergencies, compelling reasons, we are issuing visas to anyone who wishes to travel to India. And for Indian passport holders, there are absolutely no restrictions on getting back to India.
So basically, if you have an Indian passport, you can get onto the next flight and you can get to India.
That is true.
But the OCI, anybody holding an overseas citizenship of India document, do they need this emergency visas to travel?
Yes. Anybody who's got a visa issued, a valid visa issued, whether it's a normal sticker visa or an e-visa, all prior to this restriction started, they are all held in abeyance. This includes the OCI.
Mm-hmm.
And this restriction is till the 15th of April.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Till then, till it is revised,
they
need to apply for a visa and get a fresh visa issued.
Mm-hmm.
And the visa is issued based on the compelling reason which they have.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody can come to the VFS, there are manual forms which are kept. They need to fill up the form, give the documents which proves that it is an essential reason to travel, and they fill it up. We take a clearance and issue the visa.
How long would that take from the time they fill in the application to the time the visa is issued?
It depends. We have issued visa within the first 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be an emergency visa
That's
rather than a
right.
special clearance visa.
That's
Okay, so a special clearance visa, let's assume like what we're hearing is if there's a wedding in the family in India and somebody wishes to travel, would that constitute a special clearance visa?
yes. Some reasons which has been, of course, this is not the end all of you can't define compelling reasons. Some of them are family emergencies, death of a family member, unavoidable business meetings. We still consider that business meetings are important. Marriage in India, where the request is to restrict the number of people, keep it to blood relatives and of course the husband, I mean the bride and the bridegroom. Major sporting events, and minors holding foreign passport of parents who are holding Indian passport.
Okay, so that was another clarification which was being requested. So if parents have an Indian passport, but their child or the dependent child has an OCI, then there's an ability for the child to get the special visa to travel with the parents in case it's an emergency or a special requirement.
That is true. And if the parents want to go, it is taken that the child traveling along is a compelling reason. So we'll issue a visa to the child.
Right. You're with me, Pawan Luthra. I'm talking to Mr. Nandakumaran from the Consulate General of India in Sydney, seeking clarification on the travel options for traveling from Australia to India. Mr. Nandakumaran, do you need any special visas in case you're transit from, traveling to, Dubai or London, but transiting through Delhi? Do you need any special clearance, or would you be allowed to board the plane?
No, absolutely, it's not required. Transiting through India, if you're not getting out of the airport, is not a problem. Transiting somewhere else and reaching India, you should be prepared for a medical screening.
Can you elaborate on that a bit further?
Say if you spend some time in Singapore, you had a 4 hours halt and you've been outside, then there is a reason for you to be medically screened when you get out.
But that is if you have a visa to stay in India rather than transiting to India.
That's right.
Right.
If you're getting down, your final destination is Indian.
Right. What has been the experience that in case somebody has tested positive, they have an Indian passport, they test positive, once they arrive at the airport in India, what happens then?
If they have been tested positive, they have been taken
Once they
straight
arrive
to a
over there.
medical facility.
Right.
There are quarantine facilities, there are medical facilities. If you've been tested positive, you're taken to a medical facility for further treatment and analysis. Otherwise, if you pass through these places and if you are not
Tested
proven
positive, yes.
positive for the virus, then you're supposed to self-quarantine.
Right.
So I'll request anybody who travels to keep updated on the advisories issued on the Bureau of Immigration website and the current medical bulletin.
Yeah, because things are changing quite rapidly.
It's very, very dynamic. The advisories issued at the moment are till 15th of April. It's like to be changed. A lot of people ask us, what after April 15th?
Mm-hmm.
I really cannot predict at the moment.
Mm.
Everyone has to remain updated on the present situation, and we are more than willing to handle any kind of queries, questions, but within our reach of knowledge.
Now let's assume that somebody is visiting India, they have an OCI card, or they have a special visa to go to India, and for some reason there's a lockdown of people to come back to say Australia or any other country. What happens if the visa expires? Can they get it extended over there?
Yes. Every district in India has got an FRRO and these FROs who are meant for this. You contact them, request for an extension of visa, they may ask for some documents, you give it, and that is how your visa gets extended.
Right. Any other things which you would like to add to the current state of affairs?
I don't know how many of you heard the Prime Minister speaking today, but he also said, prepare but don't panic. So, and what we say is travel only if you must. If it can be avoided, it's best avoided. There are anxious queries which we get. There is absolutely, we're not stopping anyone from going. If there is a genuine reason, he should go, we will let him go. There's absolutely no problem.
So prepare and not panic.
That's right.
Australia, be alert but not alarmed.
That's
That seems to be the mantra of the day.
That is true.